has been a busy news day today. Lots going on. One developing story we are keeping an eye on tonight is that it looks like President Trump's latest appointment to the Federal Reserve Board may be falling apart. President Trump's nomination of Stephen Moore to the Federal Reserve Board was sort of a difficult choice to begin with. But now tonight it is producing ominous headlines like this one at the Wall Street Journal. Do we have that headline? There, thank you. About how the White House is standing behind the Stephen Moore nomination. You never have to stand behind something in a headline unless there's a reason to think a nomination like that is in trouble. Since President Trump first nominated Stephen Moore and described him publicly as a respected economist, it has emerged sort of sequentially and with increasing awkwardness that A, he's not an economist, B, he owes over $70,000 in unpaid taxes to the IRS, C, he was recently held in contempt of court for not paying over $300,000 in child support and alimony, D, Mr. Moore apparently lost his last job as a newspaper columnist thanks to an ethics dispute with his paper about him giving paid partisan speeches, which is a thing he was not supposed to do while having that kind of a job. E, the Political Action Committee where he worked had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in FEC fines for legal violations occurring during the time he was in charge of that PAC. I mean, I don't know how far we're going to get down through the alphabet when it comes to Stephen Moore, but hey, he did also write a book called Trump-onomics. So obviously that trumps everything. Pun intended. Clearly, that alone makes him the best man in the country for that job or for any other. But Stephen Moore's nomination to be on the Federal Reserve Board, a job he admits he knows nothing about, it does appear to be sort of teetering tonight as this torrent of bad news about him and the White House's apparent total failure to vet him for this nomination continues to pile up in a bad way. For what it's worth, I will just mention Steve Bannon, who writes the blog for this show at mattoblog.com. Steve is normally a very reserved guy. He is an understatement kind of guy, but I have to say Steve Bannon called this one from the very beginning. If you read mattoblog.com, you will recognize this. When Stephen Moore was first nominated by President Trump, Steve Bannon said, quote, Stephen Moore is not just another unfortunate personnel selection for this president. He is a uniquely ridiculous choice, quite possibly the least defensible personnel appointment of the entire Trump presidency to date. Strong words upon the appointment of Stephen Moore. Again, as of tonight, the Wall Street Journal says the White House is standing behind the Moore nomination, but this one feels like it is on its way out. Keep an eye on that.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.